Good evening, everybody. How are you? How are you? Hope you're all well on this lovely spring day here in Northumberland. It's particularly nice. Peter messaged us earlier today showing me the snow in Maine. So he's not having a lovely spring day today. But it's been rather nice today. Sun's been out. Blue skies, nice high wispy clouds. The grass is growing rather quickly, so I need to get the grass cutter out again. Bad echo on the audio. Oh no! Oh no! What's going on? What is going on? You're all wearing 3 sweaters. Bad echo. What's the matter with the audio? It was fine last time. I haven't touched it. Good morning, Kangaroo. Is anybody else getting bad audio? No echo there. Andrew, it must be you. Have you got two sets of speakers switched on? All right. Right, there's 2 of you can't hear an echo, so we'll go with that. Andrew, sort your speakers out. Or your headphones or whatever. God, you had me panicking for a minute there, because I'm thinking I haven't touched anything. That'll do it. You see, you've had 2 sources open. That's why the viewership dropped by 1 there, didn't it? Excellent. Anyways, good evening, Andrew. Anyway, good to see you. Good evening, Alistair. Good afternoon, Peter. Good morning, Kangaroo again. And yeah. Right, fantastic. We're all sorted. We are all sorted. Wonderful. So how are you all? It doesn't feel like it's been a week since last week, but it obviously has been because we've had Easter in between, 4 days off and all this. And well, I've been pretty much off all day today as well. So I think I gave up trying to cram in a day's work into an hour or so this afternoon. So it will just have to be another day of semi-holiday, and I'll just have to do more tomorrow, which is fine. It is just going to be a relaxed week, short week again, and we'll go with that. So, but of course, you Americans don't get any extra time off, with it being Easter and all that. We get Good Friday and Easter Monday off. Very good. I made sure I had them days off as well. So here we are, it's Tuesday again already. And I suppose I've got photos to edit. Oh no. You don't get either of them off Kangaroo. That's just, it's... But then again, I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of videos recently on how crap America is for like working in and all that. And how you get like, well, I mean how crap it is anyway, because you don't get universal healthcare and days off and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Good evening, Aileen. How are you? Hope you're well. Sunny up north as well, I presume. No, it must be. Must be. She's all good. Yeah, well, that's the advantages of doing it yourself, Peter. That's the advantages of doing it yourself. That's why I do it. All beautiful upstairs. I was going to say upstairs. Up north. I must apologise for slurping in your ears. It's extremely bad habit I have. But I did just put the kettle on literally 2 minutes before I went live. So it's a bit warm. I'll maybe put it to one side for the moment. So, right. So tonight, I'm not... I must admit, with the long weekend, it's been a bit tiring. I'm not full of the joys of spring. I should be full of the joys of spring, but I'm a bit sleepy and a bit tired today. So, I'm a little bit more subdued. Yes, hit the like button if you want, people. Right, so next week is the big 4th. I was thinking the other day, I was like, why am I celebrating 4 years of doing this when I didn't celebrate 3 years doing it, 2 years of doing it? Mainly because I didn't realise we'd got to like a year thing. But this one, I was, thank you, Aileen. This one was the 4th is because like I'm not exactly certain I'm going to get to 5 years of streaming. As much as I love it, I'm not sure streaming is the future. So I thought we'd better celebrate 4 years anyway, just have something to celebrate, really, because it'll not be long before it's the birthday stream. And then we're on the 272, so there's 28 weeks roughly, and then we'll be celebrating 200 episodes, and then it'll be my birthday. I think that's how it works out. So there's still lots of celebrating to do. Any reason to drink on stream, of course. But yeah, I'm not sure how long I can keep going with this. So yes, next week will be the 4th anniversary stream. So the plan is, so if you are a Patreon supporter, subscriber, whatever you want to call them, there will be a pre-show exclusively via Zoom for you guys. So we're going to do that, and that might be like, it might be 7. Good afternoon, Aussie. It might be 7 o'clock, it might be 6:30, depending. Probably more likely to be 7 because I'm never organised. So we'll do a quick pre-show on that on Zoom. We'll go live for the usual hour and a half, something like that, for the main thing, and then we're going to have like another an after party thing for anybody that wants to join after the stream. So hopefully we'll your birthday next week. Good point, Aileen. It's 21 again, Aileen, isn't it? 21 again. So that's what we're going to do next week is we're going to do pre-show and after party. And hopefully maybe 1 or 2 watch the main show as well. So we'll see. And then we'll hopefully get a few in. So I will be putting the you know how like usually I put the stream details out like the day of the stream. So for next week I will be putting them out early. So when you see it, do bookmark it, set your reminders, and also there will be links for you to register to get an invite to the after party, which is in the description of this video right now. So click that link, and it will take you to a form to submit your email address, and I can email you the link to the Zoom thing when that happens. If you want to do that now, that would be wonderful. And Patreon people, I will be sending you your link later this week, so we can all have a hopefully I'm in a better fettle next Tuesday. Well, I should be, because I'll probably be drinking, so I'll be using alcohol to make myself feel better, because the tea isn't working today. So that's next week. Apart from that, one idea I do have for next week is that the very first episode that I did, I edited an image of a very bad image of a tree that's near to home. So I was thinking I might reshoot that and do that and see what happens, see what we get. It could be a little bit different, and it could be very quick, and then we can spend more time chatting and drinking rather than me making an image next week, which I think would be much more fun than me trying to make images. So that's that idea. Right, so no point messing around, and let's just get on with the image editing today for today's image. Now, I still haven't been anywhere for the last however long, so press that button might help. Yep. So we are still editing images from Edlingham Castle, A slightly different angle. Good evening, Alan. How are you, sir? So a slightly different angle from the last few weeks. So it's more this kind of angle of it. Just to see what we can do with it. I did take quite a few from this angle, which seemed to work quite nicely. So the main thing is going to be deciding on what I'm going to bloody do. So yeah, it's these ones, and see what comes out of it. And bashing an image out and see what happens. And then I can go and be miserable on the sofa. Yeah, a bit of an old railway viaduct thing, Peter. It's a nice little scene. If I bring back the actual scene, there you go. The old Alnwick to Wooler train line that obviously got erased in the 60s. Thankfully they left the bridges and stuff there. So it's all very picturesque. So right, so let's pick some of these to work on. I think them few look pretty good. How many is that? 6. Let's miss that one out. No, let's miss that one out. Yeah, let's do these ones. Right, so obviously last week we went a bit bonkers with the colour and everything, and it got very abstract. It came out quite well, I thought. Quite successful, but I thought today we would not revert back to type, but do something a little bit more normal, just to see what we get. So we're not going to be reinventing the wheel tonight. We will. I'm sure you've got some cracking candidates, mate. When's the cut off for that? Because I was gonna try to find some normal images to put in, wasn't I? Have I still got no? Good God. No. Z. Yeah, I was gonna give it a go because it's been a few years since I've had a go. Maybe put in some. Because sometimes there's been some 5th of May. Yeah, I might remember by then. There's always some garbage ICM stuff in it that does all right. So even if I could find a few frames that work without a ton of editing, just to see what happens. Curious. Right. Let's go auto. I'm not feeling it today, people. I'm warning you. Right, so let's just get them dust spots out of the way. Bring the highlights back, doing a bit. The whites there. Just take that glare away. It's a little bit strong. Yeah, we could add in a little bit of haze just to soften it. It's a good idea, Andy. Something different. Something I don't always do. Right, so yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's just stick these onto synchronize all the settings across them all, and then we'll stick these into Photoshop. And then we can get to work on them. Actually, while we're doing that, I will remind you all of what a nightmare I had at updating this week. Because the new release of Photoshop broke, and for some reason it wasn't displaying anything I brought into it. And it ends up they'd added in some new technology, which obviously doesn't work with my computer. So thankfully there was a fix of just unselecting something and things came back. So anyways, because when I tried to edit this, it was just a white screen. Very disturbing. I tried to edit it. I did, and then I saved it, and then I just saved it as some really, really low resolution thing. So anyways, thank you very much to all my patrons on Patreon, especially Larry, Jerry, Paul, and the newest member at the Malvers Obi-Wan tier is Andrew. So big thank you to them fine folk. They get special mention because they support me at that level. And obviously, thank you very much to everybody else that supports me. Much appreciated. And yes, you guys will be getting invited to the next, the pre-show next week, obviously. Still loading. And if you want in on that, patreon.com/Andrew S. Gray for this and other bonuses, like advanced screenings of podcasts and monthly wallpapers and bonus content and maybe behind the scenes stuff as well as being mentioned on live streams. Right, we're still loading. And shock horror, the Nick Collection panel is there today. Not sure why it's randomly put an appearance in today. My guess is it'll still not work. I bet it still doesn't work. Right, so it's nearly interesting straight out of the bat. Good evening, Anne. How are you? I hope you're well. Right, what we're doing. Right, let's just use multiply and then we'll get these arranged. This one's a bit out of kilter. There we go. Plash that one over there. Like about so. Any others that are out of kilter? So has anybody done anything interesting over the Easter weekend? I didn't. I'm saying I didn't. I watched Bridgerton all weekend. Is it deep enough to do a Snow Angel, Peter? I think you should do that. Give us all a laugh. Bring that down here. I'm trying not to be too precise with my alignment here, because I want some spontaneity. Honestly, Gov. Right. Struggling with this one. Might be a multiply job. And just pick the layers to gain a reduce, I think, maybe. So we could drop this base level a bit. Reduce the opacity there. A bit of that can come off as well. What I'm trying to do is retain the darkness here, but not take too much detail out of that. So I could reduce this one a tiny amount as well. Don't want to go too far, like taking it all out, and that's bringing a lot of this area back. I do want to retain that being quite dark, because I think it might work later on. That one just brings a little bit of detail in, doesn't it? Bit of solidity. Yeah, right. So what I'm going to do with this, obviously we've got an edge here, which is not ideal. So we'll try to get rid of that and see how it goes. Probably get this the wrong way around. Yes, this is guaranteed. So it's going to be very dark on this side, isn't it? We're not going to have a lot of sky to play with. Maybe. I'm going to want to take too much of that out because there's nothing behind it. Right, I'm going to mask a bit more of this off. I did it the wrong way around. You know, did it 5 minutes ago. You would have thought I'd remember. Right, so would have been nice to have a bit more sky. That's my problem. It's my fault for shooting it wrong in on location. It's not ideal. It would be nice to have more of that. I'm just gonna have to do without it. So I'm just gonna. We've recovered a bit over there. Oh, I've been dicking around. Clear, man. Drop these to the edges. Go from there. Yep, wonderful. So that's right. So this is our starting point. So let's use a curves adjustment layer just to beef it up a bit. This could be a very quick edit tonight. Could be, and I can go and be miserable on the sofa, which would be lovely. Save all my energy for next week. Right, so just trying to get my eyes to adjust to see what the hell I want to do here, because I do want it. Maybe it's off and off actually. So I go to 50% of opacity on that. Yeah, it's not as severe. Not too light up here. Maybe even a bit less. Maybe 35-ish. Judging it by sight. Yeah, it's a bit better. Because I don't want it too light over here because, you know, we'll turn it around and all that. All that gubbins. And I've made so many light images recently. I'd rather have something with a bit of detail to it. Something that might end up being a little bit more painterly. Still could take a little bit of that out of there. Right, let's make a decision, Andy. Just stick where we are. Right, so hue and saturation. Red. No, we did red last week. So that there, about there. let's just warm that up just a touch. Just a touch. You've all gone quiet. If you all left me. Wouldn't be surprised. Right, so is this going to let me do this today? I'm not going to fix Pro. What is it going to break? Oh, it's trying to do something. The computer is whirring into life. Wait for this to load. This updated again? Or have I thought I'd updated it the other. Maybe it's not. Forgetting what I'm up to. Fair enough, Andrew. Fair enough. I'm glad you're still here. Because from where I'm sitting, I can't see the viewer numbers. So I don't know if you're still watching or not. Right. The subject might be a little bit strong here because I'm not seeing many options. So. Very limited options in amongst those presets. Apparently 9 people. Thank you very much, Kangaroo. Thank you very much. Peter, it might have to turn red to salvage something out of this. Might need salvaged. Because this is not going well. Thought we might be going better than this today. Although it might be just an obvious result. Might just have to do something very, very normal. Which just does not feel right. Right, increase the exposure. Adjustments, contrast, a little bit of brightness, a bit more detail extraction. Good evening, Simon. Where have you been? I know it's sunny outside and all that. You've been missed, sir. Hope you're well. Well, that's better. Once you take that off, that's better. My blue period that was only about three weeks ago as well, Peter, wasn't it? There was a bit of blue last week. Bit of blue. Well, Grandma's like a bit of blue. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't like a bit of blue. What now? Okay. Doing the fatherly duties has to be done. Right, so. Right. If in doubt, use an S-curve. It's a place called Edlingham Castle. It's just close to Alnwick. It's like a 15th century stately home. Ruinous, obviously. So this is the same place we've been editing for the last month, by the way, Simon. I think this is the fourth episode in a row we've been here, just from various angles that we've made images from. So it's the same spot, just different location, different views, different angles. Destructive. Now, who's Destructive Pixels? I've heard that name before somewhere. But good evening. You'll have to remind me. Right, so what I'm going to have to do to get something out of this. Yeah, actually adding that, bringing some of that blue back has helped, I think. Craig, I thought it was Craig. Good evening to you, sir, or wherever you are in the world. You're always varied. I think you were in Shanghai for a while or something, weren't you? Or somewhere in China. Hope you're good, sir. Hope the family's well. It's been a while. Oh, come on. Nope. Right. Suggestions, people. And not turn it red. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, just maybe slightly warmer. I've added some blue back into the sky. So I think I just need a bit more foreground to come back in, I think. Then we're just going to change it completely. See what it does. Yeah, as it was. As it was alright, I think. Right, I quite like these wispy bits coming into this area here now. It's just a case of getting the balancing right because we've now got darker in here. So you need to balance that out a little bit. So we need to go back up. Let me just undo everything I've done. Ah, okay. Yeah, I saw something about saw something about the brewery. Oh, you're doing something about breweries anyway. Doing okay, thanks, Greg. Doing okay, thanks. Yeah, I've seen something about. Was it the Glen Affric? I've seen something about that. Can't remember. It turns into a drunken haze. Right, so I need to recover some of that in there. Maybe just have to. But yeah, anyways, Craig, it was lovely to catch up with Suzanne. I do speak to her speak to her now and again, time to time. Anyway, but it was good to nail her down and do the podcast. Still waiting to record the next one. God knows when that'll be. Right. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a straightforward edit tonight. It's a bit of a struggle today. But we can do like this straightforward one, and then we'll possibly do something a little bit wilder. Just to round it off. Just to make sure you get the full hours experience, yeah. Yeah, it is very much one type of image, isn't it? So if I go more that way. not that far. Just more into the second exposure as being the pushing it further. It's probably better. Certainly got more interesting sky now. Got some nice. It's not a world beater though, is it? Man. Right. Anyways, right. Let's abandon this one. Let's just send this one back to Photoshop, and then I think we'll swing back in and try and get another version, and then we'll swing back out and see if we can make something abstract-ish, kind of like last week. We might do the same process as last week, actually. So it worked quite well. Right, so yeah, so got that. That was the base stuff. Let's go back in. Long-winded way of doing it. But it's not really. This is about the quickest you can do it. Bottom of that bowl's not flat. Yeah, so this time I'm just going to pick a fairly basic preset like this one. That looks good. Looks fine. Maybe brighten it a bit. I think this works without even trying. Yeah, let's just drop that contrast. Let's drop the detail extraction actually. Let's keep it soft. Levels. Yeah, let's increase the brightness a bit on there. Yeah, some of these ones just work straight out, you know, almost straight out the bloody, straight out the thing. So yeah, let's reduce the strength of this vignette. Make it about 6. There we go. Put that in the middle. Put it about there. Right, and so this is going to be our second layer. But to be honest, it could work as just a normal image. I think it works better than the one I just did. Turn that one on, and maybe not work as well as last week. Let's try a difference. Right, edit, free transform. And then we go. Nope, wrong one. It does the scaling thing without having to press shift. Definitely, Craig. I can highly recommend it. You know, there are no rules, so you can just make your own up. That's the best thing about it. Nobody telling you what's right and what's wrong. It's all your own. It's all your own mistakes. I think last week we might have hit unlucky. Put that about there. Let's see what the other... Oh, that was on difference. Right, okay. Just looking at blend modes again. See what that's doing. Ooh, interesting. Anyways, let's go to difference. Let's just sort that out. Confirm that. Come on, computer. Camera not in the right place tonight. Did I move it? I seem to be out of frame a bit more. Right, so we are in. What did I do last week? Forgotten. Well, that's why one of the things I recommend, Simon, is why did I do that? Is after each frame that you do, always look at it to see what it's like. If you shoot a load in a row and then don't look, then you've got no way of repeating it. Very spooky, Craig. Very spooky. Right, now the problem we've got tonight is there's a bit of red creeping in, Peter. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to work as well as last week. I think last week, I mean, tonight's image is a bit more complex. Last week it was what do you call it? It was a bit more simple. So it was just shapes interacting with shapes. So this week is a lot different. Excuse me, a little image. Invert, that's one. Control I. Nah. No. I think this is going to be a case of when things don't work. Oh, that's because it's the last one, wasn't it? When images don't work. If in doubt, throw it back into this. See what happens. It's a good job I haven't got anything planned for next week. Well, it's going to be a very simple one next week. I might even rehearse it so I can do it in like 10 minutes and spend the rest of the time drinking or chatting. I should say, come on, load. Ooh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Looks better in small form. Because when it comes down, there's no structure, so it's all just clutching at straws. I'm not sure. I'm not confident. Well, I'm never confident. As you all do. Where'd that red go? It's there. Right, so what I'm doing here is kind of forgetting about this side of the image. And I'm just looking at this area here and the contrast between the red and the blue. I increase the exposure. What's that do? Prefer darker. Lens vignette. So yeah, that can still continue to come down. What goes over there? What's it do? No. No. Keep that up there. It rarely ends up doing that, Simon. You should know that by now. Right. Because this one's just not going to do it tonight. This is not going to do it. Stop having confidence in me, people. Right, I'm going to increase the fadedness to that. So to hopefully increase the strength, decrease the strength. Increase the strength to that. That. Levels and curves. That's fine. We can probably push up a bit. There is no secret sauce, Craig, because every single thing is different. Every single image that you create is different. Every slight combination is different. You know, the way I do it anyway, by combining them all together with blend modes in Photoshop and all that garbage. That you're dealing with infinite possibilities. So there is nothing, there's no real secret to it. It is literally just a lot of hard work and a bit of imagination is the honest answer, to be honest. You know, be inspired by things other than photography is always a good thing. I mean, like, you know your way around Photoshop and all that. So the more Photoshop that you know, the better. Be comfortable with your camera, be able to adapt that to your needs. There's no quick solution bit. Put it that way, Craig. Right, so I think something red. Gonna yeah. Well, and it's a cheese you've got to lay off, Simon. It's a cheese, not the coffee. Coffee doesn't matter. It's a cheese you've got to stay away from. Although I never drink, well, I don't drink coffee, but I don't drink. I can easily have a cup of tea at 10 o'clock at night. Easily. Still be fast asleep at half 10. Right, I think I need to do some color tweaking of this in Photoshop or Lightroom, one of the two. But this kind of area here is quite interesting to me. Quite interesting. It's okay, that can come out. She sends you to sleep. Fair enough, We're all different. We're all different. Nearly did it. We're all different. How are you? So, no. Let's just make that like +2. Oh no. What's Catherine sending us? I can't see. My favourite as well, Simon. Great minds think alike, sir. As my niece calls it, yummy cheese. Because I think before she came here and got yummy cheese, because we only have Red Leicester, that our mother just gave her like boring ass cheddar. Yes. Not changed much, not really. If we go to add in that plus sign, increase that a bit, add in a bit more saturation. Oh, select the drag thing, Andy. And let's just leave that as about there. What I could do is take this blue and make sure that covers more of that base, and I don't want it to go turquoise. Maybe stuck with it there. Could reduce the saturation of the blues. With the lightness. Just want to try to get rid of that kind of bloom effect. Something like that. It's just something. It's just something different. There's a bit of blue for Peter because he liked me blue face. Bit of red, obviously, as well. Nice bit of contrast. I mean, this area here I don't particularly like, but what we're gonna do. There you go. Right, so I think this is the final finished image. So I'll save this out. And then I'll save like snapshots of the other bits. Do a crop of them. And then I'm going to come back to that later on. And then save them as individual files, and then we've got a bit of an abstract. We've got 2 versions of the scene. Yeah. Peter, it's a case of what? It's one of them cases of it's a bit just make it abstract. It's rubbish, so just make it abstract. Just go for mad colour. One of them ones that like if I had one, I could put a texture on it or something. Good enough. Excuse me. Computer's being slow again. Or rather, Photoshop's being very slow saving. Very frustrating. Tea's a bit cold. Emailing. Exactly, Simon. My thinking exactly. Why are you stuck on 58% Photoshop? Come on. This is where it tells me that it's too big a file. Because I didn't check to see whether it was over 2.5 gig. Come on. So slow. Why is it? It's on 60%. Apologies for the delay, people. I don't know why it takes so long to write an image into the hard drive. God, it's mind-numbing. No wonder the viewership's dropping. It's got nothing to do with me complaining and whinging, being miserable. It's the wait. It's the wait for the flaming saving thing. Right, anything going on Discord? That was one of them ones, alright. Not a lot. But while we're in Discord, look, bloody hens in my house the other day. Cheeky gets that they are. 67%. They do, Andrew. They do. It's the D at 50. That's the problem. Each file being like 50 meg. So by the time I've blended 5 together, and then a few gradient masking things, there. See, there we go. Too bloody big. It's 3.27 gig. There's only a few layers. No, I don't want it in print files. Save it to where I was going to save it. Storage. Photos. 22. Oh, March. Was it March 25th? Oh, good God. I don't even know what date it was. 25th of this. Save. It must be, Peter. It must be. Right, and then we wait all again. Isn't this riveting internet television? It's days like this where I should really sort out like some background tunes. And at least we put that on while we wait. 3.27 gig though. What the honestly. Not even that much to it. No, Peter. Well, I've given up watching the news, Simon. It's just too bit. Pretty well. It was before Ukraine got invaded. I gave up watching the news because it was just rubbish and depressing. My theory is if I'm not watching it, it's not happening. I did watch Boris in Parliament this afternoon, though. I just haven't watched any of the analysis afterwards. Don't really need analysis. I know what a tool he is. Right, is that bad? Might as well start drinking. That's all the whiskey I've got left in the house. Just an inch from the bottle. Any good? I'm not doing tap dancing either, Simon. Not this week, anyway. Yes, definitely, Craig. Definitely. Well, certainly Lightroom as well. It's like oh, Lightroom. Here's 120 gigs of RAM and some super duper fast SSD and a massive i9 processor, and it'll still like, thank you very much, I'll eat that for breakfast. And you just use it all up. Hellish bloody system. Good God. It's enough to turn a man to drink, having to wait all this time. Oh, hello, Mr. Glass of Whiskey. I'm gonna have to get a bottle in for next week. The hens in the house. We opened the front door and they just strolled in. I was in the kitchen earlier. I mean, that picture was from the other day. I was in the kitchen earlier and I was like, "What the hell's that tapping noise?" So I went along to where the bench where the cat gets fed, which is right in front of a window. Here's a big brown hen sitting on the window ledge, looking to be in. Really annoying. And then by the time I went to the back door to, go and chuck some food out at them, there was one bouncing itself off the door. They'll follow you into that. They see me and they just think, food, and follow me into the house. And literally. Well, to be honest, you don't have to go back too far. Like not in my time, but like a farmhouse kitchen, and there'd be hens wandering around in it. Well, I mean, I'm receptive to any freebies, Craig. Paid partnerships. Was it finally saved it? My God. Right. Anyway, so who asked about? Andrew wanted to know about names. So names, this brown one I don't know. This brown one is called Maisie. This grey one is called Oreo. That's just another brown one. I'm not even they've got names, but I can't remember what they are. This one at the doorstep is Joey, and this white one is called Snowy. Funnily enough, and there's one missing. There's another brown one missing somewhere. But yeah, very entertaining. Oh, Discord's got an update. Right. Will do, Craig, will do. What's the best place to DM you on? Or you DM me somewhere and I will DM you back. I know some of the names. One of the I'm sure one of the brown ones is called Sparkles. I'd have to check with my niece to see what they are. But yes, they have names. The cockerel that end up in a bowl of soup, he was called Pecky because he pecked people, and life has been much better since he ended up in soup. Right, so let's save that one. Let's just knock these off. Got it. Oh, did I not duplicate that there? Oh, God damn it. What a mistake to make. Edit, transform. Oh no, I've knacked it. I think. Have I knacked it? No, I haven't. Right. Edit. Free transform. There we go. Thank God for that. I thought I'd semi-knacked it. God, Bennett. Right, I'll take that. Flatten that off. What? What is this waiting? Never mind this waiting. Right, anyways. No, we've got tons of eggs, Simon. There's literally 9. I think I've there's a lot. There's 11 eggs lying in the kitchen, and I had 3 of them for me. 3 others for me tea. So yeah, at the minute I'm having like eggs about 4 or 5 times a week now. So it's cutting down the shopping bill because you don't have to think of tea very much. All right, so I'm going to flatten this layer. God, tonight's been a bloody nightmare, hasn't it? So delayed. File, save as, isn't it? Yeah. Forget. No, I want to go to normal Photoshop file. Where's it? That's the one. What a nightmare. Edit. Oops. I bet it won't save it in the bloody Lightroom either. Right. Undo. Come out and do this one. Flatten. Flatten image. File. Save as. Edit. Do. Save. Now, have they shown? Oh, they have shown up. Fantastic. Right, so that 3 stars, that 3 stars, and that 3 stars. Right, so this one is obviously the better one. By the way, what have I missed? That is easier, Peter. Yeah, I usually just do an omelette. 3-egg omelette. Load of red Leicester cheese in the middle of it. If I'm feeling particularly fancy, a rasher of bacon diced up. Very nice, very nice. Right, create virtual copy. Develop module. Oh, by the way, did you see that I got a response from Adobe about why the colours were all screwed up last week? No, I got a reason why it was screwed up. No, Square's not working tonight. I put them in the I put the tweets, the reply tweets in the Discord. Yeah. So what you do? It was changing from certain types of RGB. It said the develop module has its own has its own RGB thing, which is based on, was it Adobe RGB or 1998? And but with a curves adjustment layer on it, and it's got its own name called Melissa RGB. Yeah, they're tastier that way. Definitely better. Right, so effects. Let's just darken corners down. Looks all right, I think. Basic adjustments. I was just going to bring down these, nullify this highlights in the middle there, just to darken it, just to get it miserable. Get it miserable. Yeah, leave that alone. Oh, stream's broken. No, it's not. Right, so there's one. Just cut off some of the excess over that. Cropped off the excess, not chopped off. Bit of a vignette just to pull the edges in to darkness. It's not great, but you know, it's something. Let's have a look at this one. Not a lot to do to this one, to be honest. Let's just give it a 60 by 9 crop. Baby. Yeah. Give it a bit more sky. Wonderful. Done. Lovely jubbly. And this one's probably roughly the same. Kind of forget about this bit down here. So again, 60x9 crop. Up into there. That kind of region. Something like that. We can probably make it a bit lighter. Add a bit brightness. Drop the drop the contrast a touch because it was a little bit overbearing. Vibrance. Nope. Let's drop that back a bit. Little bit under. Something like that. Ooh. Bring the blacks up a bit. Just get rid of this kind of area here. Lo and behold, it's probably quite similar to the previous version. Yeah. There's less difference now. Just got a couple of dust spots to sort out there while I remember. So just very simply with those. Ding ding, jobs are good. And just make sure they're not on this one. They're all just on the edge there. Wonderful. So, 3 very different images. Well, 2 of them are a bit more similar. I can nearly maybe it's a combination of those 2 would be all right. Maybe. We'll see. Well, yeah, it turned out all right in the end. Bit of a struggle towards the end there with the with trying to get this one saved. Oh, got there. I like that red in amongst this kind of tonality. I don't like this blue splodge here. So if I could have got rid of that, then I would have. I could potentially brighten that a little bit more than what it already is. Take out some more of these edges. I don't know. It's a bit of a... I've dulled it down a bit anyway. I've dulled it down a bit. Thank you very much, Andrew. You were very kind. It is probably the strongest one. This one is... It almost looks like an underpainting. This one looks a bit more worked up. And then this one... Andy's been on the LSD again. Too kind, Simon. Too kind. But yeah, it's... If Craig's still there, just a bit of a bit of a show that you can get. These all came from the same images, so there's always loads of options, infinite options available to you to play around with and experiment and develop your own style and processing from. It's all good stuff. All right, so the leading line. Oh, you mean the fence posts? Leading down to the site. Yes. Yeah, they work. It's a bit different. I have made a different, a further away one. That was the thumbnail for tonight. I quite like that one. It's just I like the distance more of the distance. So kind of this. You can see the trackway down to it. Quite effective. It would, Craig. It would. It'd be quite nice to do. Although I think there'd be a lot. There would still be a lot of work to do on it to make it worthwhile being sat in a big frame. But yeah, like blue, like bluey cane images, I would think look better in a big frame, more dramatic. Kind of like last week's. Yeah, exactly, Craig. Exactly. More, that one's more there for reference than anything. Nothing to do with actually processing the image in a proper manner. Just there for reference to remember what it actually looked like. I do try to remember to do that now and again. So there you go. Right then. I think that will do for tonight. Thank you very much for your attendance, you lovely, lovely people. If you have enjoyed the stream tonight, please do remember to give it a like. Drop a comment if that facility is available to you at the moment. If you are not already, please do subscribe. Always keep forgetting about that one as well, because I always just presume that you all are anyway. So yes, just remember next week is the 4th anniversary stream. So get your glad rags on for that one. Pre-show for the Patreon supporters, those that are available. Obviously, so that earlier start for you guys. So that might be about 6:30-ish. I'll set it for 6:30 and see how we get on. So we can all have a bit of a natter. And then the after show party, which will probably be around about this time next week, for about an hour after stream. So in all effect, I think I'll be streaming for about 3 hours next week. Maybe 3 or 4 hours in total. So my voice will be gone. And I may well be very, very drunk by the end of it. So that might be worth watching anyway. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to mention. If you do want an invite to the after party next week, there is a link to a form in the description of the video. Drop a exactly, Simon. Hit that link, fill your email address in, fill your name in, send it in, and I will be emailing out the links in due course. Well, obviously before the thing, and see what happens. See if we can get a few people watching. But if you're on the Patreon, I will send those links out to you before the weekend anyway, so you're all ready to go. And so yes, I'll do a thumbnail and everything for the next week's stream a lot earlier than next Tuesday afternoon. So I might do in the next couple of days, just so everybody's got more chance of seeing it and spreading it around. Because 4 years streaming is something to celebrate. It's not like I'm on Twitch and doing it every day, but still, it's taking a bit of work to get this far. 172 episodes. Some of them better than others. Like a lot of the other ones, other than tonight, a lot better than tonight. But we did all right. We got a couple of images out in the end. Right, so that will do for tonight. Thank you very, very, very much for watching this evening and for joining me and keeping me company. It's been lovely to have you along, and we will see you. Thank you, Peter. And we will see you. Fingers crossed, we'll see you next week. Excellent, Andrew. Excellent. Yes. Plenty of drinking next week, hopefully. And we'll have a... Will do, matey. I will see what the weekend brings. It's still a while off, so we'll see. What have I got this weekend? I've got nothing in the diary. But doesn't mean to say whether I'll be ready for getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, though. We're getting into the stupid times for sunrises, aren't we? But we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. Mate. I will let you know. So, right, it's been good to see you all. Thank you again all for watching, and until the next one, which will be next week, obviously. Keep hard. See yous.